Hey guys, it's D here, and I'm here with
Jethro.
All right, so we're going to get right into it. So on this week's podcast, newscast, whatever the hell you want to call this thing, we're going to touch on some news topics. You know, what happens when Tinder dates go wrong. How do you tell people in Japan they're going to die if they eat this blowfish that they have? And what happens when Chinese tattoos go wrong. I think a lot could go wrong. So we'll touch on that. And we also have some, what do we have? Questions from the web?
Questions from the web.
Is that what we'll call them?
Yes.
Just questions from the web?
Well, yeah. Well, Yahoo specifically.
Yahoo specifically. So we'll source Yahoo on that one. So should we get into some news? Like just start jumping into it?
Oh, yeah.
Just go feet first or head first? I feel like a breech baby being born.
I do a sideways fall, stumble in.
Just one arm at a time.
One arm. Like
just kind of lunge. Just kind of lunge into it. So one of the things that's kind of popped up on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and all the social things where you can see pictures or what happens when Chinese tattoos go wrong, right? Because you have and have you seen people with tattoo symbols?
With the Chinese symbols?
With the Chinese, like, writing on their neck.
And they're like, oh, this says love.
Yeah, this says love or empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah, it means Zen. Tranquility.
Tranquility.
Peace and quiet. Find your inner chi.
So what does it actually mean?
Oh, man. So that's what people are running into. So, like, this one lady, she was on a flight, and the guy next to her took a picture of it, and he said, I don't have the heart to tell her that it says miso soup. So they're seeing all these, like, Chinese menu items end up as being the tattoos instead of things. Which you got to think, that kind of makes sense because Chinese menus are, like, the most readily available thing. I mean,
oh, right.
Could you imagine having, like, dim sum or kung pao chicken tattooed on one of your appendages?
And then it just says love underneath it.
Yeah.
So it's just Kung Pao Chicken love.
With an English number 6. I'll have the number 6. Can I just order off your leg? Is that like a special secret hidden menu? Can I have the Peking duck? God, that would... And some other ones. Like, some of them are even kind of like broken English or like English, as some people say. Can you imagine having a tattoo that says "Meanie Crime Poet" or "Bad Boy" with an I? Bad boy,
bad boy,
bad boy, or rice fried by pork fat.
So how many of them are like end up being like some sort of what? Not like a racial slur, but some sort of like maybe street slang for like a curse word.
Yeah, I honestly haven't seen too much outside of the slut or emperor's clerk. I don't know. Emperor's clerk is just kind of sounds demeaning. It sounds like
emperor's clerk.
It's like a low. It sounds like a low paying job. Oh, you're just an emperor's clerk. It's like you work in the palace, but you're probably the least paid. But, yeah, it seems to be mostly menu items. And, I mean, there's one that I saw that translated to husband hands.
The husband hands?
Husband hands. And the funny thing is, I don't know what they actually thought that meant. Or coffin dude. Cheap shit. That was another one that came up. So... Oh,
like
man.
Coffin dude as in a coffin, or he was coffee?
Like the box that you lay in, you know, your final resting
your
place,
final bed,
so to speak. And tattoos take a long time to get off, so yeah. So Chinese tattoos gone wrong, and the sad thing is people they don't even know it's happening to them. It's like, do you realize that half of your leg is the Chinese menu from the restaurant around my corner?
Well, I mean, really, it's the people's fault, because if you're getting a tattoo in a language that you don't even know, then you're kind of asking for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, how do you prevent that from happening, though? I mean, like, what could somebody do to prevent a bad tattoo scenario from happening.
Well, I mean, they could look up how to say that, or how to spell that word, and
just use Google Translate.
Use Google Translate. Perfect.
And then just tattoo the entire window from Google Translate. Well, I know it's right because I tattooed Google Translate onto my arm or on my neck. Man, I can't imagine that showing up. Just getting that weird tattoo. So, yeah, that leads me into my. I don't know. Did you want to jump into questions or stay on the path of the?
I got a good one. This is
questions from the web, right? Is that what we're calling it? Questions from Yahoo.
Yes.
Questions.
Yahoo Answers.
Yahoo Answers.
This is actually a twofer because the first one I read was so good I had to actually click on the guy's profile and read his other questions, and then I found a quite interesting link between the two. So the first question says, what would happen if I did this to a cop? He said, there is a... this guy's name is Ron, by the way.
Ron?
Ron, yeah. He said, there's this cop that lives in my neighborhood. I don't know him. I just know of him. Say that one day when he is at work, I go over there and bring his garden hose up to his front door. I put a rubber band around the nozzle so the trigger is held down, and I stick it through his mail slot. Then I go around and turn the spigot so the house starts shooting water all over his house. Then I go home and come back an hour later, turn off the spigot, remove the hose and the rubber band, and put it neatly back to where it was. Then later, when the cop gets home, he enters his living room and finds everything all wet, and he won't know why. And he says, he says, could I get away with that? What kind of investigations would come of that? Yeah. Oh, no, this is the best part. Is the question that followed this one was, if I knew the police were coming for me, what if I booby-trapped my house like the Home Alone house? It says, let's say that I was expecting to be arrested soon. Maybe I committed some crime, and at some point, when it's too late to turn back, I realized that I made irreparable errors that will invariably lead to the police coming back for me. And I'm expecting them to be at my house within a few days.
Oh, my gosh. So he wanted to go full Home Alone on the cops.
Yeah. Okay, so basically this is what I'm gathering from these two questions is that he did this and forgot about the nanny cams inside the police officer's house.
Oh.
And so now he's in his house booby-trapping it for the cops to come and get him.
But it seems like you could get like assault on a police officer or something if you did that, like attempted assault. Or could you get attempted booby-trapping? Like, could that be...
Well, it's his house, so I don't know if you could get in trouble for booby-trapping your own house. Like, maybe... Like, what if he had signs up saying it was booby trap, but he doesn't say where the booby traps are?
Caution, beware of booby traps and dogs. I feel like you should have dogs as a part of the booby trap. Like maybe dogs from ropes swing down the stairs.
And jetpacks.
Yeah, and jetpacks because you need velocity.
Velocity.
For impact.
Velociraptors.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, though, you'd have to get, like, old props from Jurassic Park, I think, to pull that off. But what if he was a prop person that made props for movies like Jurassic Park and then was trying to booby-trap his house for police?
What if he had Rob Zombie come and make props for his booby-trap house?
Oh, he should. House of 1,000 Booby-Traps. Or what was the name of the movie?
Yeah, something like that.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Yeah.
What if they had like a business movie that was called like House of 1,000 Incorporations? Or just to be corporations, not incorporated. Incorporated is just being incorporated, but
yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder whatever and that was recent, right? That's been within the last
the last couple of days I found that.
So, and I wonder if his next question is, so let's say that I'm in my jail cell.
And I'm trying to get out.
Can I booby trap my way out of this?
If I booby trap my jail cell.
Which, let me itemize the things that I have to do. So I have one, paper towel roll. Well, it would be like the little spring-loaded thing from the toilet paper thing.
Well, they probably wouldn't let you have a spring loaded
Oh,
thing.
yeah. You probably wouldn't even have a plunger either.
Probably not.
Oh, man. He's on his way to nowhere. Clearly.
Clearly.
I mean, he has to go to the internet to try to get that figured out. And if I was the cops, the first thing I would do is probably Google that.
Well, yeah. Because then they would know how to stop it from happening.
Suspect plus booby-trapped house, too. We found the perpetrator. He was asking what to do on the internet. Amazing. Did you want to jump into the next news article?
Sure, yeah. Let's do that.
All right. So, I don't know. It seems kind of like Asia themed. I know the first thing that we were kind of talking about was the Chinese tattoos gone wrong. But what if, hypothetically speaking, well, not hypothetically speaking, there was a blowfish in Japan that could kill you if prepared incorrectly. I believe it's called fugu.
Fugu?
Fugu. I think that's how you pronounce it. And you have to have, I don't know, there's like special licenses to like even prepare this fish. And then you have to be a willing person. And I think you have to sign some sort of waiver to eat this thing. It's this blowfish. And so what happens is, I guess in Japan, they didn't want people to eat this fugu. And I don't know if it was like a wave of it. But I was reading something from the Associated Press, and this one comes from there. So a city in Japan actually used the emergency loudspeaker system. So like the thing that you would typically maybe use for like an air raid, like when you have bombs and missiles and stuff like that inbound, but instead you have a toxic blowfish that you must not eat. So they actually used their emergency loudspeaker system in an attempt to recall 4 packages of blowfish meat.
Oh, wow.
So there was four lucky winners out there had bad fugu, and 1/5 contaminated the deadly liver. I think the liver is like the bad part of it. So it's pretty expensive. It's like a delicacy there, and it's sold. Like I said, a couple packages. Sold, and then on Monday they like blasted this alarm over the loudspeaker, yelling at people to check for blowfish. I mean, I can't imagine like just yelling at people to check for blowfish.
Check for blowfish. No, yeah, I've heard of that before though. About the because it's like a neurotoxin, isn't it? That's in the blowfish.
Yes, a neurotoxin. And even if it wasn't, I think we just decide that it is. But I'm pretty sure it was a neurotoxin that would kill these unsuspecting 4 people.
Well, I mean, they did sign a waiver.
Yeah. Hey, next time you blowfish, you better beware. Beware, blowfish.
Blowers beware.
Blowers unite. Come together. We shall defeat the 4 fugu masters.
The 4 fugu masters.
No man shall die of fugu today. Oh, shoot. Fugu. That should be a swear word. We should just make that up. Instead of saying the other word, that starts with the same phonetic structure of F. We should just say fugu. Oh, fugu. Fugu it.
Fugu it.
You want fugu?
You really fugued that up.
Yeah. Oh, man. That is fugued.
That's so fugu.
Oh, shoot. Amazing. All right, so let's jump back into these the internet questions.
Here's one.
The world of Yahoo.
So none of these questions are really related besides the last 2. But anyways.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Claire asks on Yahoo.
Hi, Claire, if you're listening.
If you're listening. What would be a good title for a fan fiction where Tom Riddle is good and Dumbledore is bad? She said the basic plot would be Tom Riddle is the real headmaster of Hogwarts, but he's been thwarted and banished by Dumbledore. Metatron uncovers this while investigating veil tampering and sends Minerva to get a bunch of girls from Connecticut to go to Hogwarts.
From Connecticut.
From Connecticut.
Some nice girls from Connecticut.
Metatron discovers the veil is about to tear and gathers everyone from Hogwarts, and they go to New York and set up a book reading.
Wow. Is John Cusack in that?
No.
He should be.
Apparently, Alan Rickman.
Is
supposed to be in it, but
that's my really bad Alan Rickman. It's more about how you say it than how it sounds because I can't sound like him. It's just impossible.
No one can sound like him.
So, when you read that initially, you said something mega something. I just heard Megatron.
Yes, it actually says in here. It says Megatron is a transformer.
Oh, so they did say Megatron.
No, they were saying Metatron through the whole thing.
Yeah, I decided
until the end where it says Megatron is a transformer. I feel like she just wanted to clarify that she wasn't talking about Megatron.
Oh, okay. I think it should include Megatron.
So that's why the book title that I came up with was Hogwash, a Hogwarts Tale as told by Megatron.
I was thinking more like we should call it Transformers Quidditch Players in Disguise. Can you imagine how amazing that would be if Transformers played against Harry Potter characters in Quidditch? Or maybe we go full out. We were talking about Japan and China earlier. Maybe
throw Godzilla in there.
Godzilla or the Gundam Wing. Let's just make this a complete.
Yeah, but Gundam Wing was in space, wasn't it?
I mean, let's do it there.
Why not? Yeah,
let's
why not?
do it there. You can't. You can't tax that?
Yeah, I mean, where is Hogwarts exactly?
They do it by Elon Musk's car, that car that he has, his Tesla.
Well, that's how they get there. Is they ride Elon Musk's
via
car.
Tesla. One of the Transformers is the car.
The
funny thing is, it's an electric car. His name will be Short Circuit, not like Johnny Five, but different.
A little bit better.
All of it, all the same, but different.
They should remake the Short Circuit.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I just want to build one.
Everything else.
I just want to build a Johnny Five. They have the schematics online to build a Johnny Five.
Let's do it.
I would want him to run around the house and yell at me that he needs more input and that he doesn't want me to know. He wants me to know disassemble Johnny Number 5 because they were trying to take him apart in the movie. So he was frantically running around saying no disassemble Johnny 5. I won't say it in a terrible Indian accent either because I can't. I just can't.
I can't and I won't.
I can't. I refuse. So basically, Harry Potter meets Transformers coming 2020.
That's soon, huh?
So yeah. That's only going to take 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're using seasoned actors. On both fronts.
Full frontal.
Yeah. And there's going to be a bunch of Chevy Camaros because that's what happens in Transformers.
That's right.
Now. All Camaros.
All Camaros.
Matter of fact, it's just Camaros that are playing Quidditch. Not just like the regular ones, or like the LS ones or whatever, the higher than SS's, the crazy ones.
Oh, I should know this.
I should know it too.
the
ZR1.
I want ZR1. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Somebody correct us if somebody hears this.
There's a Z
contact us when we have no way of being contacted.
Yeah.
So just let us know. Perfect. Feedback, all the feedback to us.
Yeah. Hopes and prayers.
One love. I don't know why I just did that.
We'll edit it out.
The weird thing is like in the background I saw, like in my mind, I saw like a hotel commercial. I feel like that's from a hotel commercial. And if not, it should be. Yeah. Ooh, that sounded good. That glass drop. Jethro just dropped the glass.
That's
a
right.
new.
It's makes this podcast sound alive.
Yes. We are living creatures. We require refreshments.
So should we do Zomandu?
Oh, yeah, because I don't have any more news. I mean, that was really pretty much it, except for one weird thing about the Japanese making walking crystals. But
let's hear about that.
I don't even know how to explain it. That's the problem. Apparently, Japanese scientists have found a way to use crystal formations, and I think temperature changes and stuff. They're trying to build crystal robots.
Like robots from crystals?
The crystals? That's what it sounds like. And what I think is really happening is they're trying to build robots for crystals because it's a cheap alternative for them to produce characters for the movie that is going to be Transformers versus Harry Potter.
Crystal Saga.
Yeah. Yes. Crystal Saga. Is that one of the... What is that from?
It sounds like Dragon Ball Z, though.
It's a video game. Sounds like Crystal Saga.
That too.
Save the crystals.
Save the crystals.
So that's all I had for news. And I think we'll have some really good stuff next episode too. Like I don't know if we really hit on it, but what if a Tinder date goes terribly wrong? And you were the reason for it.
Or terribly right.
Yes. What would happen? Because I think you have to swipe left.
What if you accidentally swiped right?
What if you could swipe up? What would that mean?
What if that, when you swiped up, it was like a surprise me?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Well, I thought I was going on a date, but all I got was a visit from a clown wearing leathers.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Memories.
No, I don't want to do the bucket toss anymore. But what happens if I do? So, yeah, this will go into our segue from our questions from the internet to questions for us. Questions for us. And more specifically, there's this gym out there. I don't know if you guys have checked it out. It is a book by the name of, and don't do it because we'll do these every week. There's a book called Zamondo.
Look it up, but don't look it up.
Yeah. You really want to see it, but you don't.
Like, look up what the title is, but don't buy it.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a gym. It is like the best conversation starter that we could possibly have for this, definitely for this show, since we're only talking about things. And so my question for you, Jethro, is:
hit me.
This is deep. This is so deep. Would you rather always almost have to sneeze? Yeah, let that one sink in.
Man.
Let that one sink in. Or hit your funny bone every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes? That's almost not even enough time to, like, recoup from the last hit.
I know, but see...
So in one hand... You're always in agony.
Constant
agony because you have to sneeze, but you can't. And on the other hand, you're in like constant fear.
Yes. It's never ending. And you're going to do it every 15 minutes. Now, if it's clockwork, that maybe you could prepare yourself to be in a spot where maybe it's not going to hurt as bad.
Well, there's no way to do that.
I don't know. Maybe you're just in a room full of clouds. Fluffy clouds. You're in a room that who's the guy? Bob Ross, the guy with the big fluffy hair. Maybe he painted the room. Just some happy little clouds over here. Happy little pillows over here to hit your funny bone on.
Yeah, I think you just convinced me. I think I'm gonna have to go with the funny bone.
Yeah, but the interesting thing about the funny bone is, did you know that it's not actually the bone that you're hitting?
Yeah, I think it's like the nerve or something.
The ulnar nerve, yeah. I think it's called
the ulnar.
I'm just going to say that that's what it is.
The David Duchovny news.
Yeah. That is the sound that makes it so accurate. You gotta do the you gotta do the other one. Oh, so I guess I don't know what my answer is on that one. I definitely don't want to feel like I'm sneezing all the time, because what happens when I'm almost about to sneeze, I get this overwhelming feeling that maybe if I sneeze hard enough, I will shit my pants.
But it says that you don't actually sneeze. So, like, could you just get used to that feeling after a while? Would that just become your normal?
But can you imagine doing like almost sneeze face in front of somebody?
Constant almost sneeze face.
Because that's the feeling is one thing, but looking like it. It's almost like the same effect where you ever just look over at somebody when they're in the middle of a yawn. And you weren't looking at them before, and they're just all wide mouthed.
I always scream at those people.
Hey! Oh, shoot.
I say,
all right.
quit it.
So I'm going to toss the book across we're just going to call this the queue. We actually host the pod. Oh, I missed.
I didn't catch that.
We actually host the podcast at a pool table, of all things. So we're going to call it the queue. It's like our HQ. He's trying to find a good one. I know there's some good ones in there.
Would you rather
sleep
in a human-sized nest in a tree or in a burrow underground?
Oh, man. Sleep in a human-sized nest in a tree or sleep... Oh, and there's a barking dog. You know, there is still a barking... Well, there was a barking dog. We're just going to let that ride. You know what? It adds to the mix. So I would say this. I'm afraid of being in trees. I'm afraid of heights. And the other question is there that giant-ass eagle from Russia that is big enough to pick up a full-size deer? Because I'm afraid that damn thing will swoop down and grab me from my...
And if it's probably its nest.
Oh, yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna go underground, man. I'm going off the ground.
You're going Hobbit style?
I'm going Hobbit style. I will dig myself out eventually. I don't want a giant man carrying eagle.
Well, I mean, from the sound of it, it's like your home.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice.
You want to do...
Oh, on a lighter note, 5% of adults sleepwalk. So you're part of the 5%.
I am one of them. Yeah, I am one of them. Well, that honestly about wraps it up for this episode of Delay Radio. I think we're going to call it. Who knows?
Sure.
We might change it later.
Yeah.
We can if we want
to. It's a working title.
So, yeah, if you're going to eat some blowfish, make sure somebody isn't yelling through a loudspeaker. If you're going to, booby trap your house from the cops, maybe don't.
Maybe don't do that.
And be on the lookout for a movie trailer, Transformers versus Quidditch. Harry Potter
and
his
Dirty
crew
Snitch.
of muggles. Harry Potter and his crew of muggles and a round of Quidditch
versus Transformers.
Yes. And we're going to end with that. D?
Jethro.
Oh. And what did we say last episode? Was it?
Stay classy.
Stay classy.